Maestro Gaming presents a wobbly wagon wheel production about a nomad man. That man is the Gypsy King. Willkommen zurück, and welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and welcome to Germany, more specifically Hanover. As you can see from the stadium behind me, we are now going to be the next manager of Hanover 96, or as I like to say, the reverse 69. So I'm going to head on upstairs, get on with our contract signing, and get on with today's episode. Neustenirischen, or not really Neustenirischen, because we already know the club we are at. It is, of course, Hanover 96, as you saw from the introduction. We are going to have a little look at the contract, though, have a little look at what we're working with in terms of players, in terms of the facilities, how big the stadium perhaps is. Might even have a little look around afterwards, but first of all, let's get through this. So, Hanover 96 have today confirmed the appointment of not Tyson Fury as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the now 37-year-old who has recently spent time away from club football. Again, we know that is not true. So, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at HDI Arena. Fury has put pen to paper on a 2-year deal worth £32,500 per week. So, not bad. After our 2 bits of struggling about, we are now on £32,500 a week. And to be honest, we don't really deserve that, but this is where we are. He replaces previous manager Hannes Wolf. Fury lacks the reputation of a survival specialist. That's a little bit rude, considering we failed twice. Admittedly, the last time we did fail, but we failed twice in all of our attempts. Corners, saying we aren't a survival specialist is a bit mean, but we'll look over that one. Given the club's current ambitions, creates an intriguing dynamic as they intend to retain their place in the division. Hanover 96 currently find themselves well down in the Bundesliga table in 18th place. Hanover 96 have lost 3 of their last 5 games. Now, this one is probably going to be a bit easier than some of the other clubs. I've had a little look at their situation, obviously, when I was joining. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of an easier ride, but we need it. After the past couple, we want to enjoy some good football, and that is what we are going to do. I'm going to aim to get this team probably mid-table. Mid-table for this team. If we can get in that top 10, I'd be happy. So, let's have a little look at the club's history. We are a 4-star reputation team. Media prediction is 12th. Vacant director of football. We have Marco Mack. So we have the Mac Daddy as our assistant, is probably what I'm going to end up referring to him as. We're not going to click on them because it'll be in the background for the most part. Our stadium is 49,000 capacity, built in 1954. We have great training facilities, good youth facilities, fairly basic youth recruitment. So the club background. Founded in 1896, Hanover 96 are a professional German club currently playing in the Bundesliga. Hanover 96 will look to build on their mid-table finish in the Bundesliga last season, which is what we're looking to retain. The club play their home games at HDI Arena and possess great training facilities, good youth facilities. Hanover 96 youth team play at the Ellen Rid Stadion. The club are also adequate academy coaching and fairly basic youth recruitment network. The club is affectionately known as Die 96er. Okay, so not the... the club enjoys... I don't know why I would say 69ers instead of 49ers. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The club enjoy probably their best spell of success during the 2020s, although now endure a frustrating 24-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 2002. Die 96er still have a history of which they can be justly proud. Hanover 96 won the German top division in 1938 and 1954, won the DFB Pokal in 1992, won the German second tier in 75, 87, 2002, and runners-up on 3 occasions. And finished runners-up in the Super Cup in 1992. Okay, that's a lot of reading. So they play a 4-2-3-1 is what we was previously doing. Our hot prospect, no. We'll just go through that on the play screen, shall we? Since it wants to just switch up on us. We're a professional squad. That's nice to see. I think we want to get rid of him. He's our highest earner. But transfer obligations. We have one guy leaving for Union Berlin. Is he any good? That's the question. Nicolas, are you any good? You're decent. You're a 2-star, 2-star potential. You're not great. You are 32 years of age, so probably good to be getting rid of you. Loan obligations. We've loaned a couple of people in from Man City. Looks like youth players. We then have Mboul, who is on loan from Hoffenheim. Now, are you any good? Sippo, 2.5, 3-star. Not. That's worrying. That we're loaning a guy who's 2.5-star. He's 3-star. He's got good potential though, so he's not bad. He's not a bad little loaning him from Man City, and neither is the other one. 4-star. That guy is amazing. Attacking mid-centre. So, Veloso, we're probably going to be keeping Veloso around. Mortensen is definitely going to be in. Is that Twanzebe as in? Interesting. We've got Twanzebe at the back. He's 30 years of age now. 28 years of age. He's on 60 grand a week. He could do a job for us. Twanzebe is not a bad player. I have actually been playing my own personal Manchester United save. He is staying as my backup in that save, just simply because he's decent. He's not bad for the depth. He can definitely perform, at least in a Premier League level. So, sign players under the age of 23. We're not going to worry about that too much. Work within the wage budget. Also, we do that, but it's not really something we need to bother with. Bundesliga, avoid relegation. That is always our focus. Reach the third round as a minimum. Again, not really bothered about the cup. Record a top half finish. Again, that doesn't matter to us because that is next year. So we are going to head past this. Schedule press conference. Yes, I'll do that, but I won't make you guys sit through that. Also, speaking of that, I'm probably going to get rid of the whole tunnel interview and stuff. Just speed things up a little bit so episodes aren't dragged on and on and on. And we don't have to keep talking to Fabian Edder, who does not remember who the heck we are. So, send an advice report? Yeah, why not? I like getting my backrooms advice. So, I'm going to go through these. Let's have a little look at our money just as a rough guide. 3 million before I make any tweaks. I'm probably going to tweak it, possibly. No, we're on avoid relegation. We'll leave it on avoid relegation. I'm not going to push for any more than that. We'll leave it on avoid relegation. 3 million, 130 grand a week in the bank. We're probably going to be loaning players in, but no, we don't want team picker. Next year? Actually, before we go on to next year, let's go to team picker, because I'm kind of curious to what our goal scorer is like. So, 6 and 6, 2 player of the matches. This guy is doing solid work out on the right-hand side. We're probably going to play him as an attacking mid. That's what he's probably been doing, to be honest. Our best 3 players are Twanzebe, Fischer, Veloso, and Hansen. So we have a decent front triangle. I don't know about our central. Oh, yes, we do. Central attacking mid's good. Them 3 are all good. As long as our striker. I lie. We don't have a striker by the looks of it. Because he's a winger. Defender. What are you? You're our striker, but you're out injured for 6 weeks to 3 months with a broken lower leg. I see our team's problem. Our striker has broke his leg. Now, 10 goals in 27 games is not what I would want from a lone striker, so we probably want a better striker, although we have bigger holes. So, yeah, you're on the right-hand side. This guy is our centre-back. So we've got the right-hand side, 2 centre-backs sorted. We need a left-back. Who is our best left-back? Let's filter this one down. As you can see, we've got a very small playing squad as well. So 3-star on our left-back. Backup is 2.5-star. I think we could probably deal with that, but we can improve it if we don't find any alternative options. Central midfield, he's going to be playing in attacking mid. He's an attacking mid. He's our striker. He is our centre-back. I think this central midfield role might be the issue, because can play there. Veloso, can you drop back? I don't think we really want him dropping back. He's our star man in that role. So what we... No, not you. We'll probably want to bring Wets back into this central midfield role. He can be... You know what? He can do a job as a playmaker on support. So if he's a deep line playmaker, we need a ball-winning midfielder probably. Is this guy any good at ball-winning? No, he's a playmaker though. So I think Wets stays as backup. He starts. Wets covers in central midfield until we can get a ball-winning midfielder. And then a left back. How is our goalkeeper? Left back and ball-winning midfielders are our focus, I would say. Goalkeeper as well. So, priority 1, ball-winning midfielder. Priority 2, goalkeeper. And then if we have enough, we're going to get a left back. As you can see, like I said, our squad doesn't have a whole lot of depth. So I don't think we're going to be selling. We don't have enough transfer budget to really be buying. So we're definitely going to be loaning players in. Now, whether we're going to be paying for loans is no matter. So I might keep that 3 million there just in case we're paying 100 grand or so a week for the half a season and thus paying like 600,000 or 700,000 out. In which case we'll need the 3 million to just loan 3 people in. But that is our current situation. We have a game in 9 days' time. As you can see, only a 2-point gap. We should be able to salvage this. We're a solid side. We can get out of this mess. But there is a good bunch of solid sides in this league. So, I'm going to get on with some transfers. And I will see you fine folks in the next segment where we'll probably be having a little look around the area. Okay, so as you can see, we are not jumping into a little tour of the local area here in Hanover. I'm actually going to save that till the next episode in a conscious effort just to make these episodes a little bit more manageable. Because I have realised I have been doing about hour-long episodes at the start of each club. A little bit for some people. So I'm going to narrow it down. We're going to move that to the second episode. We're going to do 1 game this episode, 1 in the second, and then 2 games after. So, first of all, we have some transfers to cover in today's episode before we head on over to SC Freiburg's ground for our first game. So, let's have a little look at those. I've gone for a nice little range of players. First one, I signed him purely because of his name. So we have Tarzan coming in on a free transfer. 31 years of age. In fact, do you have an actual name? Or are you literally just... I promise you I did not nickname this player. Or at least I didn't nickname him just now. No, I've never nicknamed this player, I don't think. I've never had him on loan. Tarzan is his in-game name. That is remarkable. So Tarzan, the 31-year-old Portuguese player, never played a cap for their country, valued at 250 grand. So in that sense, we've made a good bit of business in our free transfer worth 250 grand. He's only 2-star potential. He's reached it. As you can see though, solid little 2-star player. He isn't bad. He's just not up to the standard of our team. So his previous history, like we've seen, he's mainly been roaming around in Portugal at various different levels. Hadn't scored for a while. 17-18 was around his actual good time. And that is Tarzan. So he's going to be our third choice striker, I would say. We then have Chris Walker. Now, as you already know, our striker got injured. He's actually orange now. He's working his way back in. But our starter for today's game is going to be Chris Walker. So he's a 3-star, 3.5-star potential player in on loan from Borussia Dortmund. And the thing that really got me, look at that pace. 18 pace, 19 acceleration. This guy is a beast. Valued at 13.5 million. We had no chance of signing this guy. 61 grand a week he's in on at. And he better be worth it. He has finishing of 16. Good finishing, good acceleration, good pace. So he can get up there, he can smack him in. He should be a good player. The only thing is he has no experience. No caps, no games for Dortmund. So here is his time to shine. We then have Buselato. Now he comes in on a free transfer. Buselato is a 32-year-old Italian. He's only ever got 1 under 21 cap. Nothing else. He comes in as a ball-winning midfielder. I signed this guy because I didn't know if the loanees was going to be able to afford necessarily. So, brought this guy in. In fact, one of them I cancelled. We had an amazing goalkeeper. Cancelled him. This guy is in though, 2.5 star, 2.5 star potential, as you can see. Solid in the role that we have brought him in to do. £6 a week. He is a decent little acquisition to give us a bit of depth. We have Citadali is where he started his career. He was there for a while. Stayed in Italy, moved around Serie B quite a bit. And now he is over in Germany. We then have Germany. Germany, again, another free transfer. 2.5 star, 2.5 star potential. This guy, again, is a bit more depth. As you saw, our squad lacked player depth. So we've added another left back in him. 300 grand is his valuation. 7 grand a week. Play him as a wing back. Will probably be on more support than defensive. As you can see, though, well-rounded stats. He can play that quite well. Again, another player. Stayed in Serie A for quite a while. Didn't play. Dropped down to Serie B on a loan. Came back to Serie B again on a second loan and a third. Dropped down to C, so he's not quite as good as the last guy. Dropped to Serie C, played some more there, and now he is with us on a free transfer. We then have Wiener. Now, Wiener is the guy who's going to be starting at left back. He's a 3-star potential. Not as good as I was expecting, but as you can see, his stats are well-rounded. He's pretty good at heading as well. So, wing back, we're probably not going to use him on attack. We'll probably go more a supporting role. As you can see, he can do that pretty well. 28-year-old Uruguayan, 6 caps for them, 12 under 20 caps and 1 under 20 goal. So, for his club, he has spent a long time in Uruguay. He was mainly at Nacional for most of it, where he eventually got into the team in 2019, got 34 appearances. 3 goals, 12 assists, 7 player of the matches and a 7.6. What an amazing season. That got him a transfer to Lazio for 1.3 million. A little disappointing at Lazio, but as you can see, he eventually did get into the 7s and settled in at Serie A. He went on a free transfer though, then to France. Had a couple of seasons in France before coming here on loan for 1.2 million. Yes, again, another expensive player, but we need to do this if we want to get out of the hole we are in. We then have Barrino. Again, 150 grand a month. Very expensive. But he's a good player. Aggression. Now, he might get set off a little bit. 3-star, 3.5 star potential. 7.2 million value from Almeria. 37 caps and 3 goals for Luxembourg. 421 caps, 0 goals in the under-21s though. As you can see, solid player. Got good agility, good bravery. Aggression's a bit questionable. Work rate is amazing though. And his ball-winning midfielder, we're going to probably play him defensive. Use up a bit of that positioning, and he is solid. So, where has he been? Well, he's been started off in Germany. Oh, sorry. Luxembourg for his first season. 9 appearances and 2 for Erpeldang. He then went to Mainz on a free transfer, spent plenty of time in Mainz, went to Stoke, of all places. Didn't have a great time in Stoke, had a couple of seasons there, playing half a season each. Almeria then went and gambled for 7.75 million, bought him, played a little better for Almeria. They then put him in the B team and didn't use him, which is a bit questionable. Put him back in the first team, used him for 12 games, and then sent him to us. So, he's had a very interesting up and down career. We then have our goalkeeper. Now, as you will have noticed, our 2 goalkeepers, 2.5 star, not so great. One of them ended up then getting injured. So, this gave me more reason to bring in another goalkeeper. As you can see, he is also 2.5 star, but 4-star potential. He is also a sweeper keeper, as are our others. The only thing I would say that's lacking a little bit, first touch, handling, composure. That's sort of the triangle. Maybe vision, but we can deal with him being a little bit blind, surely. 22 years of age, 11 under 21 caps for the Spaniard. Rafael, 3.1 million valuation, 12 grand a week. He was at Sevilla for a couple of seasons. He then went to Paris Saint-Germain on a 2.1 million transfer. Dropped down to the second team where he had an amazing 7.11, 7 conceded in 8. Then went out on loan to Numantia where he conceded 10 in 14, got a 7 rating. He struggled on his return back to the second team for Paris Saint-Germain though. He had a 6.5 rating. That got him back out on loan to Kazakhstan of all places. He I mean, he got a 7.1, but that team must suck for him to concede 6 in 4 and get a 7.1 rating. He then stayed in Kazakhstan with the same team, only conceding 18 in 21 the following season, though 7 clean sheets and a 6.8. So it's time for him to step up, come into the Bundesliga and do some work. That is our team going forward. As you can see, Maynard is our current top goal scorer, which is a little worrying considering he's our right-sided winger, but he's a good right-sided winger. Look at that. Highest average rating, top goal scorer, most assists. Passes goes to Twan Zabi of all people. We then have our goalkeeper with the most player of the man awards with Maynard. He's our backup goalkeeper now, of course. Mabulu is not going to be featuring. Luckily, he's got the most assists, and these two have the most red cards. Naughty, naughty. But as you can see, there is a few players doubtful for this game, but I'm going to head on over to the stadium. Well, see you fine folks for today's game in just a second. Welcome to the 24,000-seater Schwarzwald Stadium for our first game here in Germany. The dugout is behind me. The weather doesn't look particularly great, but hopefully the result is. So without further ado, let's head on into the game and get on with it. Right, it's the big moment, ladies and gentlemen. Time to kick off this first game of our time here in Germany. Hopefully it goes well. We're both going for a 4-2-3-1. And our team for today's game is Raphael in goal, Wiener at left back, in central defences Anton and Twan Zabi, Fischer on the right hand side. We then have Bariro and Nati. Now I'm probably going to struggle with Bariro because that's quite an awkward one to say, but that is our central pairing. On the left-hand side is Hansen. We then have Veloso in central attacking mid. On the right-hand side is Maynard, our top goal scorer, of course. And then up front is Walker. Of course, Walker is our new addition, and he is a backup for that striker role. So, our main striker, healthy enough to sneak onto the bench. He's the last one, Kutuku. That's a heck of a name. But the rest of the bench is Con Ingsman, our backup goalkeeper, Matailu. We then have Mortensen, Wentz, Gudino, Basoggo, Jovanovic, Tarzan, and of course Kutu. We're not going to even say both of them, just Kutuku. So, the Mac Daddy thinks to tell the team they're expected to pick up where they left off, and I think that is a pretty reasonable thing to do. Assertively, we can move out of the relegation zone with a win here. Let's give the fans something to cheer about. That's perfect. Perfect. The team didn't think so. Besides, for Anton and Barreiro, Anton, of course, is our captain, so it's nice to see him taking on board. And Twan Zabi is actually our vice-captain, I believe. So, yeah. No disappointing our vice-captain didn't take it on, but our actual captain did take it on board, so that's nice to see. We are, of course, going for a positive mentality. Now, for the specifics of this 4-2-3-1 that I'm using, if anyone's curious, I'll go into the tactical screen. But basically, this is my default 4-2-3-1 that I always use. So, in possession, that's what it looks like. We then have in transition, here is this particular screen. If I'm going through this a little bit quick, just feel free to pause it so you can actually look through these properly. And then that is what we're going with in terms of out of possession. So let's just head back into the game because we're not making any tactical tweaks. We are 9 minutes deep. I'm going to demand more of the lads. I know it's a little early, but got to get the pressure on them. Show them that we are very assertive. We are going to keep on top of them until they perform to the level we know they can. And it's focused them up. We do have a nervous Raphael though, which is a little bit worrying. We can go for a bit more demand more, so we're going to go for a bit more demand more. We're going to squeeze in 3 of those at least in the first half. Fischer whips one up to Walker at the near post. Can he get a shot off? No, plays it back to Maynard, who has his shot tipped over the bar, and we have a corner. I have not set any of the set piece takers or anything, by the way. I've left that up to the game. I might set them just because I'm namby-pamby like that, but I might also just leave it to the randomness of the game deciding who they think is best suited to do it. But Hansen whips in, back post, headed away. It's Tamer now on the counter-attack for them. Coming down the right-hand side, he does have support behind him if he needs. He also has a man in the box. Lovely tackle by Barreiro. And it's now with Hansen. Hansen plays it back to Anton, now to Nasty, and back to Barreiro. Hansen making a lovely run through the middle. He has a man on the left-hand side. If he uses him, he does. Wiener has the ball. Can he do anything? Wiener on his... Oh! Wiener to Walker. Unfortunately, we could not get a goal out of it. But two of the newbies linking up looked okay until the finish. So we are narrowly outside of the second half. We are dominating possession. That is nice to see. We've got the possession. We've got the shots. We are the better team in today's game. Hansen whips one in, back post. Lovely header by Twanzebe. Axel Twanzebe with his first goal of the season, assisted by Hansen. What a beautiful header at the back post. Not loving our green kit, just in terms of visualization and being able to see people on the pitch, but it's a nice kit. In terms of just being a generally nice kit, unfortunately, it's just not great in terms of the game. So, it is 1-0 going into half time. We've not been able to say that one for quite a while. So, we've had 5 shots to their 1, 3 on target to their 1. At least they've had 100% on target ratio, I guess. 7 fouls of theirs to our 6. We finally had less fouls than our opponents so far. 2 yellow cards to their 0 though, 56% possession to their 44. Now the best performance is their goalkeeper. Schubert has a 6.8 for them, and for us is Twanzebe with his 7.4 goal and 97% passing completion ratio. Struggling to form is Reese for them with a 6.3, 0% crossing completion ratio, and Veloso for us with a 6.4. That's rather disappointing because Veloso should be one of our better players. So, Mönchengladbach and Bayern 04 is currently 0-0. We then have Dusseldorf, who's drawing 1-1 at home to Cologne. We then have Hamburg 1-0 against Dortmund. Hamburg, who are actually in the relegation zone alongside us, are beating Dortmund at home. That is amazing for them. Hertha Berlin is winning 2-1 away to Mainz. And then, of course, our game. And Werder Bremen is currently 1-0 up against Frankfurt at home. So, Marco the Mac Daddy, make sure to go, yes, assertively. Give the fans something to cheer about. Get out the relegation zone. That's our plan. Hamburg, unfortunately, is ruining our plan by also getting out the relegation zone with their current result against Dortmund, which is frustrating. But this could get us out. Also, they have a game in hand, which ain't great. But a victory is a victory. And any points towards getting out of the mess this club was in is always a plus. Hansen whips one in, headed away though. It's now Salai. Now clears it up to Tamer. Tamer yet again on the counter-attack for them. This time he gets it to Ariz. Now with Chang Hoon. Chang Hoon, will he get across in? He does. It's headed away by Fisher, only to Stewart though. Stewart plays it short. Lucky for us, they can't get it on target. And I'm going to demand more. I know we're winning. Some of our players, though, they're not doing great. We need to get 2 or 3 goal lead. We can't be letting this one slip. Veloso plays it short. Nati, edge of the area. Nati with a beautiful bullet of a shot. Nicholas Nati, 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Veloso. And Veloso is finally picking up a little bit of form in today's game. Few star jumps, as you can see, behind our throwing taker. Not sure. Can we actually check who that is? Yes, we can. Jovanic, I didn't even know you could do that, by the way. Check which of the sideline guys are jumping about behind your players, but we can. We now have the one and only Basogo, or Basogog, I guess, making his training out in the back. He's just strolling through their substitutes. Walker, though, ball through to Maynard. Maynard gets his cross blocked, though. Griffo plays it short to Stewart. It's intercepted. Lovely interception. Walker should be offside. Pretty sure he's offside. Walker, I don't know why you took that ball. I really don't know why you took that ball. You're offside by a clear mile. Whatever, Walker. Whatever. We have a 2-goal lead. We're coming up to substitution time. We're going to let this highlight play out though. Vino whips one in. Walker. Goalkeeper can't save it. And Chris Walker gets his first goal in his first game, assisted by Vina in his first game for us also. Lovely start to both of their careers here in Hanover. I don't know why I want to say Hamburg. I guess it's because Hamburg is down here with us and It's frustrating that they're now 2-0 up against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, struggling up in 8th place, are getting very, very upset by Hamburg. So, we are going to make some substitutes, because I'm getting upset that they are getting upset by Hamburg. So, Nati is currently lacking a bit of fitness. Fischer, you know what, we can risk taking some players off. So, Fischer, you can go off. You can go get rested. Now, I can't remember who our backup deep line playmaker is. You are an advanced playmaker. You can go back and be a deep line playmaker. But I don't think that's your primary. You a primary playmaker, but you're not as good. Your first touch is amazing. And your composure and agility are. In fact, I think we go with advanced playmaker with this guy. Gudino as an advanced playmaker instead of a deep lying playmaker might be a better approach for our substitution. We might also get... I'm tempted to get Tarzan on. I know Walker's having a good game, but I kind of want to play Tarzan. I just want an excuse to bring Tarzan on. I'm sorry. I need an excuse to bring Tarzan on. You know what? Veloso, you've been disappointing. So disappointing I'm bringing Tarzan on, even though Tarzan has food poisoning. Now, that's annoying, because I think it's our, like, chef. It must be the team chef, because 2 or 3 players have had food poisoning, and it's kind of suspicious that they all got it around the same time. Either that or Tarzan went out on a date with the other player. So Tarzan still has food poisoning for another day, but he should be okay. Worst case scenario is just going to throw up on Walker's boots, I guess. So let's get Tarzan on. Let's try and get a 4th goal, and let's try swinging through some trees. Hamburg, of course, is going to disappoint us and get out the relegation zone themselves and keep us in it. But we're putting Freiburg at the bottom of the league. We also have to worry about getting overtaken by the team with a game in hand as well. But these things happen. So do late goals, apparently. That's probably something we're going to have to address going forward, especially when we have games against bigger teams, which we're going to have to sit back more. Because I don't see us getting any points against, say, Bayern Munich. But it is 3-1 here at the end of the day. Twanzebe, Nati and Walker with the goals for us. They had 7 shots, we had 12. 3 on target, we had 7. 14 fouls to our 11. 1 yellow card to 2. 49% possession to 51. Now the best performers for them was Okereke with a 7.3 and 1 clear-cut chance. Hansen for us with 1 assist and an 8.4 was our best player. Struggling to perform was Reese for them with a 6.3 and 4 mistakes, and Matilo with 50% passing completion ratio and a 6.5 for us. As you can see, there is quite a few milestones. Feel free to pause and go through them if you wish. Player of the match, though, goes to Emil Hansen with his 1 assist and an 8.4 rating. Personally, I thought a few other players had a better performance. Twanzebe did a solid job in defence. We also had Walker having a solid job up front, but they decided to give it to Hansen. I guess it's because he had that lovely free kick that went to Twanzebe. But Marco the Mac Daddy thinks to tell the boys their efforts were excellent. They were indeed. Well done, lads. I'm really appreciative of that result and that performance. So, disappointing at humbled defeat. Who is that? Their manager. Walker scores on debut. Hansen on form. He got an 8.4. Tarzan resumes light training. So Tarzan is back into training. We have another game in 3 days' time, but of course that has to wait till the next episode. So it's going to be a big one in the next episode. We are going to be versing Werder Bremen, who is 11th in the table. Might be a bit of a struggle playing against Werder Bremen away, but we'll see what we can do. We then have a game against Hamburg and Köln in the episode after, and then the Borussia Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach and Borussia Dortmund double will come up after that. But I thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.